Hello, thank you for joining us here at the Dark Side. I am Paul. Today we have a very special guest, artist Andre Moody.
Hi guys.
Uh, he is the artist of a lot of stuff that you may know: Port of Earth, Vlad Dracul, which was huge just recently. He got to work with George Romero on Empire of the Dead, and he is the artist for one of my favorite books right now, Maniac of New York. You guys have heard me praise this book. Issue 3 is out today. It's, as I've said before, it's like Jason Takes Manhattan, but taken seriously. It is a lot of fun. Issue 3 is awesome. It's just like nonstop. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to have you here. He's a friend of the store. So tell us just a little bit about your background, because I know like Port of Earth got an Amazon show. Like, what was your first like American book that you got to do?
Yeah, I'm not a young guy. I'm in the comic market since 32 years, so it's a long time. But in the last 5 years with me, I have the chance and the honor and the privilege to do something really different, like Port of Earth. It's pretty exciting because with Jack Kaplan and Tom Cow and Image, we did this kind of sci-fi fiction books with not the classic alien against humans, but it's kind of business between humans and aliens. So it's pretty fun. And it's strange because in the issues that came out as something like a virus, it's a information from aliens. So it's weird, no? Oh shit, man! And but it's a funny story, very visual, super funny, but at the same time very deep because it's not no the between something you know and something you don't know. The difference, in the last month we had really bad experience about in the real world about the differences. So it's kind of metaphoric stuff about this kind of approach of the human being and something different. And for the rest, what but it's very great, very realistic, and it's really detailed. So many details. So it's science fiction, and I'd like to spend some word about Vlad Dracul. Vlad Dracul is an Italian comic book, and Scott Comics had the U.S. publishing, and is a real story of the Vlad Dracul Tepesh the Third. It's most almost like Dracula, right? And it's a really violent and realistic story about this incredible character. It's a real guy in Europe, and he's simply a son of his own age, and it's very fascinating as the man behind the myth. So it's really interesting and deep. And Mateusz Trukul is one of the most popular novelists, writer of the historical novels into this super huge novelist. So it's a friend of mine. It's a amazing experience. And the point is, this book is done with the watercolors in black and white, so on grayscale.
Right.
It's not.
I was going to ask about that.
Yes. So it's visually speaking, it's really.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, just the color on this.
Yeah, misty and and power at the same time. So I think we grab the feeling of the age. It's very important to me. And of course, we have our beloved maniac of New York City, man. So I love this book. First of all, it's in watercolor. I did watercolors last time, maybe 25 years ago, so long time ago. And when Aftershock coming with Mike Martha, thank you so much, Mike. And we did before Batwoman with DC Comics many years ago. And Christina Arrington told me about this concept with Elliot Karen. It's a very friend of mine. We did American Vampire Anthology 5 years ago, and I was in love because it seems at the beginning the classic slashery comics is a homage for Jason 13, Takes Manhattan, or Halloween or Friday the 13th, but in the same time it's really a deep concept about the fear, about the cage.
Yeah, you really get that between the two leads. Like you really
exactly.
get their history and their fear.
Seems easy, but it's not easy at all.
Yeah.
It's really something frightening. So wow.
Yeah.
And it's fun because it's kind of experiment for me because the colors are not. I try to put on the page. It's not the real life, but something emotional life. With the lights very I can see very feeling very
It's
it's
yeah. There's a lot of cool colors, a lot of kind of off greens and
Yeah.
blues, and then like you get the splash of red.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
very-
The sensation.
Mhm.
Not the sky is blue, the grass is green.
Right.
No, except time and time we have the real world with the real color.
Yeah.
But the violence, on the grass are very
Yeah.
the color is very melted up. So this
And
is
then-
the point.
You get this even I guess it's the most dominant here. This greenish yellow here, which is very like almost nauseating, off-putting. It's unsettling, and that
Something
really
disturbing.
really helps.
You have to be all
Yeah.
page by page. You have to be with the breath. So- and it's gonna be
Yeah.
a
I mean,
powerful success.
this third issue where it's just like it's all on the train
Yeah.
is just like
Yeah.
it's kind of nerve-wracking. It's really
Exactly.
good.
Exactly. So beware the train.
Yes.
And wear the mask. It's I think that it's a really funny story. I mean, you can read
Yeah.
with some happiness, but at the end, you can be a little bit scared about some of the lights, some of the shadows. So look at me.
Yeah.
Watch your back.
I like that he's treated like a force of nature, like a
Yeah.
hurricane, like just shows up out of nowhere, and it's just like there's no way to prepare for it.
Yes, this is the main point. And even the setting is New York City is New York, so right? And at the same time, it's a normal city with the people working, walking, talking, but at the same time, underground something happened.
Yeah.
And the two girls, it's really different girls between each other.
Yeah.
And they decide to fight each other, but at the end, maybe something, not friends, but no.
Yeah.
We
So
both
so
shared an
far, like
experience of terror.
yeah,
Yeah.
they both have like different traumas that they're both have shaped them, and like now
Yeah.
it's like they're teaming up to take on something else.
Yes, and I to be honest, it's not a book. We try to use some real issues, modern and realistic and real issues, but not with not like political stuff, like
Mhm.
no, like
Yeah.
for the soul, for the real people.
Right.
Oh,
More
it's easy.
personal issues.
It's
yeah.
no, yeah, and not to be deep up because now it's important to be deeper for whatever. But enough. Yes.
We've got a request from one of our viewers. They would like you to sign a copy of The Port of Earth. Are you willing to do that?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
You said number one, so I don't
So
know
we
if
have-
you meant the issue.
We have volume 1. We don't have issue 1.
Oh,
That's
you
for
want that?
Varela.
Yeah, it's for
Ah.
Tony.
Tony?
Yep.
Here we go. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks for tuning in, Tony.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and that is our last copy. That's normally a book that we try to have 4 or 5 copies
Yeah.
on hand, but it sells really well.
Yeah.
It's those Image $10 books.
And you're getting a lot of, fame now. Because I mean, the Maniac of New York people are coming in for that, and then we're pointing them in the direction of the other stuff that we've done. So,
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, I've been at home, if you want. I even opened my own store.
Tony says thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Sure, welcome.
Well, at some point we would like to do like a little interview with you and do like
Sure.
maybe a 10-minute video clip that we can share on a
Totally.
future show, or maybe we'll have you in again, maybe to do signings.
Sure.
If we can get enough, copies to have,
Mhm.
maybe on a Saturday we'll try to
Sure.
do something like that.
You're welcome.
It'll be fun, I think.
Totally.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask for my autograph on issue
Of
number
course,
3.
yes.
Luckily, he lives in town.
Yeah.
Be back. Watch
All
your
right.
watch your back. Man is back. Harry.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
All right. Well, I think we are going to continue, but I really appreciate you coming out
Sure,
today.
sure.
If you want to hang out, you're more than welcome. If you want to hit the road, you're more than you can do that too. It's up to you.
Always open when I can.
And then I'll be in touch with you, and we'll definitely set something
Thank
up.
you.
Yeah.
Once we get over the COVID stuff, I want to do a signing.
Yes, pleasure.
Mhm.
Once we get,
Yeah.
past that a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but man, I'm really excited for you. This has just been great.
It's first time,
This is
after
really
1
great.
year stopping, I love this kind of, just more energy and some
Yeah.
hope. Come on, it's going to be over.
Mhm.
Man,
We're getting there.
yeah,
And you're just doing great. Like Port of Earth is
yeah.
just, I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
sure.
So-
Yeah, we plan to do some science section between over May 6th, the summertime. So I hoping everything's gonna be better and better. I got my shot. You know, just in case, just in case.
Got our shots, so.
So I'm very confident. I'm very confident.
All right.
You have to be.
I'd like to thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys.
And we will happily have you back anytime.
Anytime you want.
Come back for issue 4.
For sure.
That's right. That's right. When does that come out?
In another month.
All right. We'll have him back next month.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I need to put him in your place. Thank you. I really appreciate this. Man.
Yeah. Paul means his co-host.
Hope nobody missed me too much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
That was very cool.
That was very cool. Very somewhat unexpected. I knew they were in touch about doing this. I just didn't find out about it until 5 minutes before we started.
And I found out 2 minutes before we started.
That's why I would have pulled more of his trade paperbacks if I had the time to run around and grab them.
So how are all of you doing in the chat? Did you enjoy that? Would you like to see that again when he's able to come back? Like, what, let us know. We always want to make sure we're giving you the best show we can.
Oh, hey, look, I was saving that one for the last one so I could be like, my favorite book of the week.
Hey.
Whew. All right.
You good?
Yes. I'm gonna unmask now that I care less about these people's well-being than Eric's. Well, I care.
You can't touch me. I'm vaccinated.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Wow.
So let's get. What time is it? Quarter after. Let's get started with the new releases. Whew. Joker #2, first appearance of the Daughter of Bane. This continues to be more of a Jim Gordon book than a Joker book. Joker's in it for a few pages.
Which I actually think is really cool.
Yeah, it's quite good. There's also like some pretty big reveals in this via Jim Gordon. Nothing that I don't think has ever been done like in the past, but like in modern continuity, it's
Yeah.
it's been good.
I love
Jim
it.
Gordon's good. He's a good dude most of the time.
Yeah, except when he's passed out drunk in a cemetery.
That's when
Yes.
he's my favorite. He's so relatable.
You've been passed out in a cemetery? Like,
You haven't?
I don't drink.
I wasn't here Saturday. You don't know what I was doing.
That's
All right.
terrifying.
Next up, we've got Batman the Detective.
So, you guys might know I'm not the biggest Batman fan in the world, but somehow I really loved this book. Like,
What?
and for one, it had Beryl Hutchinson, aka Knight, who's like one of my favorites. Like Paul Cornell's Knight and Squire mini is one of my favorite comics of all time, and so her showing up softened it. But Tom Taylor actually wrote a Batman that I found sympathetic here, and the art was really good too. So this story is Batman goes to England, and there's a possibility he isn't going to come back. He's sort
Is
of
he going to emigrate?
maybe, but he said that there's a possibility that he might leave Gotham and never return. So that's sort of an interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, this might.
It'd be cooler concept if it was in main continuity and not a miniseries.
Yeah, this feels like it's a couple years in the future.
Okay.
I can't say for sure that it is. It doesn't give a specific timestamp, but it feels like it is.
All right. Next up is Proctor Valley Road #2.
How was this one? I didn't pick this one up this week.
It was very good. It was a little more chaotic than the first issue,
Okay,
but I think it's probably funnier than the first issue.
that's good. Does it still feel very weird for a Grant Morrison book?
It does. It feels like. Here's the feel of the book. It feels like somebody was writing like a young adult, like horror, like scary book, but then like they got drunk when they were doing it, so it's a lot more vulgar and violent than it's supposed to be. Rose, you get drunk and write this book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we just gonna blame Rose for everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Drunk Rose.
Hey. Hey,
but yeah, no, it's really good.
Rose is really good at Outriders. So
Next up, Young Hellboy issue 3 out of 4.
did not realize that already came out.
Yeah. Continuing being fun. They've come across the cursed vampire woman on this sacred secret island.
Nice.
It's fun. That's all.
I'm glad
That's
you're
all it
enjoying
is.
it. I'm glad you're getting your Mignola
He's
fix.
just so cute.
He is.
Oh god.
He needs a stack of pancakes in front of him.
Indeed.
All right. Next up, Dark Hawk.
Yeah.
Eric's favorite character.
No, definitively. But I did really enjoy this issue. So this had 3 stories from 3 eras. You had Danny Fingeroth, who is the original writer of Darkhawk, telling a story from his early days. You had Dan Abnett telling a story set after the War of Kings cosmic crossover. And then for some reason you had Kyle Higgins writing a story about seemingly the end of Darkhawk. But the last page implies that this isn't the end.
Oh, it's not.
No. So
And this wasn't a one shot, right?
so this is a one shot,
Okay.
but it implies that we'll be seeing more of Darkhawk in 2021.
Hmm. Is that interesting, Anthony?
Next up, we have Thor. This is the conclusion of the Prey story arc, and it ends fantastically. It's so good. Like, I seriously read this book in like 5 minutes because it's just like so. The dialogue is just so easily conveyed.
So I have the opportunity to get the first trade of Kate's run for free digitally. Should I?
Yes.
Okay. Sister?
Well, first of all, Anthony's gonna take a copy of Darkhawk. Do we have more or?
Yeah, we have more.
Okay, yeah, we'll get that for you.
But
Why,
yeah,
why am I not surprised that you are excited about Darkhawk, Anthony? And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, no. This story arc for Thor wraps up really, really well. This is the Donald Blake saga, and it's fantastic. Cannot wait to read more. Then after that, we've got Carmen #2. I loved Carmen #1. Carmen #2 kind of expanded on that. It's hard to convey without giving too much away or just telling the whole story.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But the artwork continues to be gorgeous by Guillaume March. Terrible with names, Guillaume March.
Tony wanted to call that out specifically. He loved how that cover turned out.
I think Carmen may go down as a modern masterpiece once it's finished, hopefully, maybe. And if I don't see people dressed like that at conventions, like, it's such an easy cosplay.
You dress like that.
Yeah, that's
Just
right, Paul.
not at conventions.
I don't have that haircut.
Well, okay.
There's wigs, Paul.
But like a modern masterpiece after 2 issues.
There's a poetry to it. There's a depth. And there's a quirky character that is charming.
Well, let's just hope it sticks the landing then.
Yes. I don't know how many issues it plans on being, but hopefully it's properly put together.
666.
I'd read it. Next up, Black Hammer Visions #3.
It's
By
Chip Zdarsky.
Chip
Yeah, I liked it.
Zdarsky. This was actually my least favorite of the 3 so far, but it was
Really?
still good. It
I-
wasn't bad. It's
That's
just
fair. I felt it was very.
It's just #3 on your list.
yeah.
I felt
Abraham-
it,
Abraham Slam is not my favorite. Like, he's not the most intriguing of like the characters.
that's fair. I liked it a lot because it sort of felt very timely with Falcon and the Winter Soldier
it's
going on.
very
Right now.
Captain America, U.S. agent.
Yeah. So if you've been enjoying Falcon and the Winter Soldier, this issue kind of plays on some of those ideas and themes.
And I mean, it's written fantastically, of course, and the artwork is wonderful.
Hey, real quick, Joker, do we have the Lee Bermejo variant?
We'll have to double check. We got 10 of them in, and I think there were still a couple of them up there when I grabbed this.
Cool. I'll go look.
Okay.
All right.
Next up, Sandman presents Lock and Key. So good. This is a good week for like everything I read. I
It's like
enjoyed.
peanut butter and chocolate all in one thing.
It's. I mean, I haven't finished reading all of Lock and Key. I read like the first 2 stories years and years ago. I haven't read any of the modern stuff. I'm very behind on Sandman, like decades behind on Sandman. But like knowing enough about the mythologies, like it's just so good.
Yeah, I've only read through Overture, so I haven't really read much of the Sandman Presents stuff. I've read a little bit.
And this Cain and Abel are in it.
Nice.
It's just so good, and there's this wonderful, wonderful stand-in for Aleister Crowley in it. I was just like, I was giggling the whole time reading it because I love Aleister Crowley for, for the horrible reasons.
Fair.
Also a good cosplay. Maybe not.
That'd be a good one.
He's got a good song written about him.
He does. One of the best songs. One of the best guitar solos in rock history.
I used to play that on Guitar Hero all the time.
Yeah.
When I was like 10.
All right. I'm going to let you talk for a while, Eric, about Spider-Man's Spider Shadow.
So, who here likes What If? You better, because what if like
I want this.
What if I don't?
Here's that Bermejo variant for Joker.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It
Yeah.
always is. Bermejo's fantastic.
Yeah, Bermejo is very good. But if you like What If, Spider Shadow is the start of sort of a new imprint at Marvel, basically, that is going to be What If. Instead of being an ongoing series of one issue What Ifs, we're going to be getting miniseries of What Ifs. And this first one, which I think has been, a knock it out of the park, is What If Peter Parker became Venom instead of Eddie Brock?
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's a really good story.
Hey, who wrote this?
Chip Zdarsky, who we love. And I think, I think it does a really good job because it sort of goes, it's not just the quick and easy, well, he just kept the suit. It goes into the character. It goes into how it's not just affecting Peter, but the people in his life. If I recall correctly, I believe this was around 268 was the issue.
It
said
gives
was
you
around.
a little, at the front of it, it tells you like what issue it's around.
Yeah, which I really like.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very cute that it sort of addressed the mystery of the Hobgoblin in its own way. And Donny Cates took an opinion, or not Donny Cates, Chip Zdarsky took an opinion on who Hobgoblin should have been originally.
All right.
It's a good story. I liked it. I'm not usually the biggest Venom person, but I am looking forward to seeing where this goes.
And you have sold Anthony on it because he would like to get a copy of the Spider-Man Shadow.
Sweet.
All right.
And do we have any more copies of the
Yes,
Guillermo Joker?
we need.
Rose says we do, but
Rose
what?
sado. Do
But
we
what?
need more of that?
no, I don't need it. That's good. That's good enough for me, Rose. I'll go get a copy for Anthony.
All right. Well, since we sold that, we can't talk about it anymore.
Oh, I want to read it now. It actually sounds.
It sounds very cool.
Yeah.
It is very good.
Do we have Joker 1?
I think so.
I gotta look.
Okay. We'll look for that, Anthony.
Next up on the list is Phantom on the Scan, written by Cullen Bunn, who is, I won't say hit or miss. He's either good or great, and this it's hard to say just so far with this first one. But if you are a fan of scanners, this book's great.
Scanners on like this. Is this a sci-fi thing?
It's a movie
Oh, okay.
with exploding heads.
Fun. Sorry, I'm not always up on my pop
This
culture.
is just Paul's week.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Paul's just having a good day.
I'm also slightly sleep deprived, so I'm kind of in that giddy zone. But the artwork is it's very good. It's not great, but it's very good. It's evocative, and it's a good build up. Again, like if you've seen Scanners or any of its subpar sequels, or even the Scanner Cop movies, you have the basic premise. but it's a lot of fun, and there's definitely more to it. Like there's some sort of supernatural creature in this where that is not in the Scanners movies. But I'm very, very pleased with it. Very happy with it.
You're
No.
just such a Cronenberg fan.
I am.
Mhm.
Videodrome is amazing, despite James Woods.
Oh.
Even Existence is good.
Your pronunciation.
Because it ends
No,
with a
I
Z.
know. I know it does.
Let's move on and find out what happens when Batman and Scooby-Doo time travel.
Yeah, this was like, so I'm not gonna say that this is like the highest art of all time, but gosh darn, was this a fun issue? Like I had a good time reading this, and like I don't always with some comics. Sometimes I'm like, yes, I enjoyed this, but this was just like every page had me happy and enjoying myself and having a good time. It's Batman, it's Scooby-Doo, it's time travel. Like they even acknowledge some of the like old bad Batman costumes. Like this issue is just so good. It seems like this series is going to be very episodic.
That's what I was expecting.
So you don't really need to read every issue, but I do think that this was a solid number one. And I might be honest, I might read more of this because I just had a great time reading it.
2 Batman books in 1 week that Eric enjoyed.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very much, but it did.
All right. Well, lastly for our new releases is hey, Maniac of New York #3.
Hey.
It's awesome.
And if you missed it, we had the artist here just a few
Yes.
minutes ago.
If you just tuned in, the artist for Maniac of New York was here. We chatted. He signed my issue #3, so now I have all 3 of them autographed.
Excellent.
I'm excited.
He's a great guy.
He's very nice man.
I'm just sad because I mean, not completely sad, but I'm sad because we sold out of my favorite comic of the week, so I don't get to talk about it.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
That book it's blowing up again. Like,
Really?
it's so good.
Like-
Who's writing it now?
Al Ewing. I mean, he's been writing it since, but this is
Yeah,
the start of
this
a
is-
new era. The first 12 issues were kind of a holding pattern, and they weren't bad, but now it's what my friends and I have been jokingly calling Al Ewing's King of Space era, because he's writing this and Sword, so he is basically in charge of space at Marvel right now.
All of the cosmic stuff.
And yeah, and both books are really good. Like this first issue, he writes a certain popular Marvel villain better than I would say anyone else but Jonathan Hickman at the moment. I'm not going to spoil it, but
are we gonna start guessing villains? Just
Venom.
the whole Magneto.
no. And he does write a good Magneto, but that's not who I'm talking about.
Abomination.
No. I said popular.
Oh,
He's in a movie.
So was Batroc.
Yeah, people love Batroc. All right, so
That was me leaping.
Oh, I know.
why don't we move to some back issues?
Yeah.
Uh,
Get the Scott Campbell cover for #1. That would be amazing.
I don't think we got any of them.
for what? What?
For which?
Well, he wants us to try to get a copy of Joker one, and we're not going to be able to get that cover for you, Anthony. I think that was like a 1 in 100.
Is it Purple Man? Tony Valerio wants to know if it's Purple Man.
He is not purple, no.
No, Purple Man.
Varela.
No,
That's what I said, isn't it?
No.
Sorry, Tony.
All right.
No, because he didn't say is he purple man, just is he purple. That's a lot of villains.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Is he?
No.
Okay.
It's more green.
Hey, can we post Tony's link?
Yes.
Okay.
We can.
I'm just making sure that we give a shout out to our guy.
You
here.
mean this guy? This
Where
post?
did they go?
Let's see it.
Tony?
Let's see it.
It's up there.
Okay. Well, I'm
Um,
lagging.
We're gonna go to the white over
Put
here.
these
We're
up.
gonna go there and then put those there. So
All right. Back issue time.
back issue time to Brian's favorite boxes.
We've changed our background because the curtains fell down. So now we're not going to have the white boxes are just today.
Look, Rose is here.
Hi, this is my hand. Hello.
All right, so we're going to start off in the top corner there with the entire run of Watchmen.
Ooh.
All 12 issues. For $130. The gradings on these vary from 8s to 7s to 1/6, some more 8s and 7s. So overall, it's a really good set for $130. You know what? Spoilers, that's issue 12. If you see that we've got another Watchman there, that is a few more copies of issue number 1 alone, if you just want issue number 1. We've got a couple of them graded about a 7, and we've got one that's about a 6. So if you're budget-minded about it, that's the way to go.
Yeah, Watchmen number 1 is like the real key issue out of that series. But
Yeah.
the whole series is obviously amazing.
I recently made my roommate read Watchmen for the first time, and he really enjoyed it.
I'm so
He's
sad.
not a big comic guy.
I'm sad that they're not doing another show
Season?
with the Watchmen, another season of that. That was
It was a
good.
fantastic show.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I made him read it, was because you need to read the book.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch the show.
That's honestly like one thing that's kind of annoying about that show, that like people who haven't read it, but like, because usually with these kind of things they're adaptations rather than sequels,
Mhm.
so someone might come in expecting an adaptation who hasn't read the comic and might be a little confused.
It's funny that it doesn't follow the Snyder movie either. You know, with the ending of the Snyder movie, instead it calls right back to the book.
I won't complain about that.
Okay.
Did you
I like
know?
both. I mean, I actually
So-
did
Yes,
like
I
the Snyder
You
ending.
probably
but
one of those issues that said DEF CON 2. Did you know DEF CON 5 is not the most extreme?
Mhm.
It's actually the opposite way.
It's like golf.
A lot of people don't know that. And
What's
that's a
it
pet
like
peeve
golf?
of mine.
Because the lower is the higher. The lower the score, the
the
higher the
lower,
point.
the lower is the better.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what I meant.
but yeah, whenever I see somebody refer to like something as being like really,
DEF CON
really bad as
5.
DEF CON 5, I'm like,
Like,
that's
oh
that's
no.
okay. That's like a hangnail.
Situation normal.
Marvel Premiere featuring Weird World. This is issue 38 of Marvel Premiere, the first appearance of Weird World.
Weird
This is-
world.
Marvel taking advantage of the popularity of fantasy in the 70s.
Is that ElfQuest down there in the bottom?
That's exactly what they're ripping off. ElfQuest is a super popular indie comic, and Marvel just had to get some of that. This is the favorite thing that I found this week. It's not the most expensive, it's not the fanciest, but 2001: A Space Odyssey #1, written and drawn by Jack Kirby.
Yes. It's very weird.
I love A Space Odyssey. I think it deserves all the praise that it gets. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a masterpiece. And this is just, there's creatures with tentacles in this. That's not in the movie.
No, this
It's not even in the book.
this comic is bonkers. Like this comic is like so absurd.
Have you read it?
No, but I watch a show called The Top the Fourth Wall where he reviews comics,
Uh-huh.
and he did that one, and it's just silly, but it's fun because it's Jack Kirby.
This is one of those comics that if it's still here after Saturday, I'm going to get it. I'm going to start building the collection.
Nice.
All right, this is a keen one. Daredevil #3. First appearance of the Owl.
A show favorite. That was bad, Rose, even by our standards.
I'm a genius.
This is in rough shape. It's
Sure, let's go with
issue
that.
#3, and I have it graded out of 4 for $100.
Just as a side note, 2001: A Space Odyssey,
Mhm.
issue number 8 is the first appearance of Machine
Machine
Man.
Man. I knew that.
Huh, that's neat. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, right?
Yeah.
It's like makes it even weirder.
It is. Belongs in Weird World.
The owl. Rose, do you have an owl voice for us?
I already did one.
She did.
Oh, you did? I missed it.
Ooh.
Nobody enjoyed it.
Nobody.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It was just bad.
This is another fantastic find
Those are not mutually
in
exclusive.
terrible, terrible shape. We've got Detective Comics number 359.
Hey, who's that?
Why, that's the $1 million debut of Batgirl.
Wow.
It's the first appearance of Batgirl outside of the TV show.
The second Batgirl.
This is, I mean, it's in rough shape. Some creature got to it here. You can see.
Was it Brian?
I don't eat my comics.
Not yet.
I devoured them.
Oh, okay.
That's actually the first Silver Age appearance of Batgirl.
Well, first appearance of the Barbara Gordon Batgirl.
Yeah, first Barbara.
Because in the Golden Age, you had Betty Kane and
First Silver Age Batgirl.
So yeah, $200. It's in rough shape. I would generously give it a 2, but that's never going down in price. Because first Barbara Gordon.
if you love your Babs.
And if you were reading Joker number 2, you got a nice tie-in with Barbara Gordon. Amazing Spider-Man number 113. This is the first appearance of Hammerhead,
Oh, that's cool.
everyone's favorite Spider-Man villain.
It's funny. I mostly know him from like the video game Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, where he shows up in the noir dimension.
I think he became a Punisher villain at some point too. Since he's like mobby,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, in this, his first appearance, like you can't even tell it's him because he's like wearing a hat. It's,
Oh.
his distinguishing feature is like
He was a disguise, Paul. Secret identity.
When Superman puts on glasses, do you not know who he is?
all right. The follow-up issue number 114, the second appearance of Hammerhead, also known as the first full appearance of Hammerhead. You don't see that under a hat.
How?
God, he looks like
It's
a
under
Dick
a
Tracy
hat.
villain.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking to other Brian about earlier today. Like he's, what was he in Dick Tracy? Flat top.
Yeah.
Another amazing Spider-Man. This one is very, very shiny.
What are the grades on the 113 and 114?
113 is a 6, 114 is a 5. This one graces our screen again because somebody claimed it a month ago and didn't pay for it. So here we go again.
That person's in trouble.
This is,
That person doesn't have kneecaps anymore.
Ooh.
said Hammerhead on him. That's $15 at a 9. It's in perfect condition.
So Rose, did you use a wooden bat or an aluminum bat? I'm just curious. Oh, that's worse.
Fear of the unknown.
Marvel Spotlight on the Moon Knight.
Ooh.
The moon
This is
can get.
Marvel Spotlight number
Go on.
28.
Tony Varela.
You can still talk about it if you want.
$40. It's graded at a 6. This is the first solo Moon Knight story after him hanging out with Werewolf by Night.
Damn, Tony, that was
Next
fast.
up,
Hey,
Tony
the man knows what he
wants.
wants.
That's right.
Where Monsters Dwell number 1. The giant Cyclops under the ice.
Not to be confused.
Gorgeous.
Not to be confused with the other Cyclops.
No, this is the real Cyclops.
Yeah, that's fair.
Predates
Scott Summers is
that
not
nerd
real.
with a visor. Got this graded at about a 5 for $18. You see, like there's a fold over the corner, color break. Your traditional, early '60s condition. It does feature artwork by Kirby and Ditko. So we started with Alan Moore. We're going to end with Alan Moore. We've
Buff
got
the Raven, Alan Moore.
complete run of V for Vendetta. My personal favorite of his iconic books.
I prefer his Captain Britain run myself.
Mhm.
Of course
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
All 10 of
You know,
them.
like his Mr. Miracle.
This is these range from
Alan Moore did Mr.
8
Miracle?
to 7 to 7 to 7s to I think
I
there's
think
one
it's
6 in
Miracle.
here.
No,
Oh
I'm
yeah, the
thinking-
last issue is
You
this.
think
Miracle
Tommy
Man.
Kane? Oh, Miracle Man. Yeah, that's good too, but I prefer Captain Britain.
I can't say real words.
It's less cynical.
When Alan Moore doesn't want to be, when he wants to be hopeful, he can be wonderfully hopeful.
Yes.
But his default is cynical.
And tentacle.
Oh,
Here is a fun note. The Dark Side first opens its doors on November 5th, 2005.
Ooh, that's
So
fun.
remember, the 5th of November.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, but yes.
that was how many locations ago?
That was a long time ago, before any of you were born.
What?
Dark Side is open and comics to render.
So we've got all 10 issues at mostly high grades for $75.
So is that just the style of the art, or because it looks like it'd been left out in the sun?
That is the style of the art.
Yes. Sunbaked.
It's kind of drained, kind of helps build the tone of the story.
Bleak.
Yes. The bleakest of bleaks.
Mm.
And this is one of the rare Alan Moore movie adaptations that's pretty spot on. Like
I've heard a lot of people actually like the movie better.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I am not saying they are correct. I'm just telling you that I have heard a lot of people say they prefer the movie.
It's definitely the truest adaptation.
I thought that was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
About to heave.
I
You,
love that movie.
you gave me exactly the
If you
response. I
hadn't
wanted.
read the book and you saw the movie, sure, it's fun.
No, I mean it's fun. It's terrible. It's very bad,
Nemo in the movie is
but
fantastic.
it's fun.
So is Hyde.
Yeah.
Connery's good as Quartermain.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Mm.
I haven't watched it in years, so it might be that I'm just.
He's fine
misremembering
as
it.
a Quartermain, but not Alan Moore's Quartermain.
Okay.
I mean, Sean Connery's like a pretty bad actor, but I think he gets a lot of forgiveness for his accent.
Miss Rosemary. That's my Connery. You know what I can do? I can do dialogue from the Highlander better than.
Uh-huh.
Can you say shaken, not stirred?
No, I can't.
Oh, okay.
I can say, haggis. What's a haggis?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Let's.
That's Sean Connery doing his Spaniard.
Yeah.
His
An
Spanish-
Egyptian doing
Right.
Spaniard.
All right, Eric, please save us.
Oh God, I have to be the savior. You picked the wrong person, Rose. But anyways, we have Black Goliath #1. We have this at a 7 for $15. The action pack first issue because you demanded it in his own mind-bending mag at last.
Coincidentally, we had issue 2 last week because I found issue 2 last week, but I found issue 1 this week.
Yeah.
So we still have issue 2 if you want to get 1 and 2.
Yeah, if you want to get both, we got them.
That costume is just very revealing in a particular way.
This is like slightly worse than the Nomad costume, but not much. I think it's only worse because it's not like a V.
That's like the analog of like
Power Girl?
Yes. Brain just stopped.
That's like
It's an odd version of the boob
The
window.
boob window.
Yeah.
the ab window.
Next up, we have Nova #1. Ooh, I didn't notice this one actually. Featuring the Human Rocket's power-packed origin of Richard Rider, and it's written by a passing through Wolfman and John Buscema. I will always
I love that comic when I was a kid.
fair.
I mean, I still like. Nova.
I'm trying to track down the Abnett and Lanning Nova stuff because I've heard good things about that.
Mhm.
Next up, we have the first issue of a beloved tie-in comic, Micronauts #1. They came from inner space. The Micronauts. Fantastic first issue. We have this at a 7 for $12.
Christian Fabe
Mhm.
is going to claim the Nova.
Excellent. Hey, Christian. I'm glad
Yeah,
you can
thanks,
actually
Christian.
watch
Hi,
us.
Christian.
Is that how I pronounce his name right?
Yeah, sure. Normally he's working at this point right now, so he usually watches our reruns.
Oh, he swept in just before Anthony.
Too late, Anthony.
We are
Sorry.
so sorry.
Um, There's the big key with in the Micronaut series now with was it Captain Universe,
Yeah.
which I've been looking for ever since there were rumblings that he might show up in King in Black, and I have not come across.
Did he show up in King of Black?
Yes.
I'm waiting for the trailer.
A popular character, I won't say who, assumes the mantle.
Yes.
That's all I will say.
Spider-Man has at one time. assumed the
Hello.
mantle, so.
Next up, we have Giant Size Invaders #1 at a 6 for $20, and this features the origin of the most annoying mutant, Namor the Submariner.
To fill in that gap, we've got a. I'm just gonna put that in there.
I hate this. I hate it so much.
Awesome.
We've got Angela #1.
Wait, how do you
You
pronounce it?
didn't say that right.
Angela.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it, Eric?
This is Angela.
No. What is it?
Come on, do your Tony Danza. Let's hear it. You've heard me do it enough. You should do it.
Angela. I don't do a good Tony Danza.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was
So,
possible.
fun fact: this is a character now owned by Marvel, and she will be making her inevitable return in June with Marvel Voices Pride.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, she's on the cover and everything.
Now, if we could do Sean Connery playing an Egyptian, doing the accent of a Spaniard, doing Tony Danza.
Yeah, Tony Danza was in the running to be Superman if Christopher Reeve didn't
Oh, I
come
hate
back.
that.
Really?
Yeah.
Still would have been better than Nick Cage.
That's true.
Alrighty, next up, we have Invaders #1. Another frankly fabulous first issue at a 7 for $35. Invaders is one of those series that I've never really been big into, but I did like the all new Invaders series that Alex Ross and a few other people did that had, of all characters, the Golden Age vision.
Just a note on those two Invaders there. Giant Size Invaders leads into Invaders #1.
Oh, that is good to know.
So that is, I don't know if it's essentially a two-part story, but they go together.
Next up, we have probably one of the most bizarre crossovers in Marvel history.
That's why I put it there for you, because I know you love it so much.
This is Secret Wars 2. We have the whole thing at 8 for #1, 7 for #2, 7 for #3, 8 for #4, 7 for #5, 7 for #6, and 7, 8 for #8, and 7 for #9. For 45. This is a wild series. Jim Shooter decided that the Beyonder was going to become the next big character, and this series just goes off the rails. Like, I forget if it's the first issue or the second issue. It has Spider-Man teaching the Beyonder how to poop.
Yeah.
And this comic is just like, Jim Shooter, how much alcohol is in your system right now? Like,
Hey, he was a 15-year-old.
no, he wasn't. He was like 30.
You're the same age throughout your comic career as when you start.
That's fair.
Yeah. Beyonder actually made a clone of Captain America's body, and then didn't like the hair, so he got like a hairstyle.
Nice.
And then he put on that big silver outfit with the. I was looking forward to this when I was a kid, like in such a big way, because I was a huge Secret Wars fan.
Oh,
And
also, X-Men fans, I don't remember which issue, but there is a key issue for you in here, the first appearance of Boom Boom.
Oh,
which one?
is
I
that
don't remember which number.
is that when Spider-Man is teaching him how to?
No,
Make
no.
Boom. I hate this.
No, he's just like hanging out, and then Boom Boom just like asks him what's up.
Secret Wars #5.
Anthony wants to kind of preemptively grab the 2 Phoenix issues, as long as they're decent quality.
6 and 7,
Yes.
respectively. Yeah, #5 is the first appearance of Boom Boom. So honestly, if we don't sell this set, I might get #5 just for Boom Boom.
What?
You gotta get the whole set.
Okay, I'll see if we find another 5. I love
Alright.
me some Tabitha Smith.
You said a 6 and a 7 on those.
6
Yes.
and a 7.
So speaking of, we have 2 of the later issues of the Dark Phoenix saga, number 135 and 136, respectively. 135 at a 6 and 136 at a 7. And these are 2 side ones.
How much is the Secret Wars set?
45.
$45.
Anthony. All right, Anthony's gonna take the 2 X. and then we're going to discuss Secret Wars.
That's I love that Phoenix cover. I think everybody does.
It is amazing.
Both of those covers are iconic. Next up, while Paul finds two things to fill the spot, we have a Secret Wars 2 tie-in with the Amazing Spider-Man 274. We have this for $5, and it has appearances from Mephisto and Zabathos.
Zarathos.
Zarathos, sorry.
The
that
spirit of vengeance.
That looked like a bee.
The demon that embodies the Ghost Rider.
Why is it down on your rack instead of on his rack?
Because it goes with Secret Wars 2.
Yeah, it came from the Secret Wars bundle. All right. So we're going to fill that up with Justice League of America number 200. This features all of the artists ever. And Marvel Premiere number 49, the first solo story of the Falcon.
That's very cool.
That is great. First appearance was in Captain America number 117.
117.
Next up, we have Marvel 2-in-1 King Size Annual number 2, which has the second death of Thanos. And we have it at a 6 for $22.
But yeah, no, if that Zarathos is still here Saturday, I'm getting it. Because
I love this cover.
I need it for my collection.
I believe you. But I love this cover.
Yes. Thanos deadlifting, about to body slam Spider-Man.
This one is just so cool. And anyone know which Infinity Gem this is?
The orange one. It's probably the Mind Gem because that's probably Adam Warlock.
Okay.
The orange one.
Next up, we have
How does Sean Connery say that?
It's the orange one.
Adventures on the Planet of the Apes number 1.
It's a soul stone.
The Senses Shattering first issue. Thank you, Rose.
Yeah.
We have this at a 7 for $20, and it's worth noting that the first 6 issues of this series are by Jim Starlin.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Very, very cool. We don't have those first 6 issues, but we do have the first 4 issues. So I separated them. If somebody just wants that number 1 issue, we've got that. But if you want the subsequent issues as well, we've got those at $10 each.
Yep.
So if you just want to show them to the, if your shoulder can do it.
And then remind us on the quality of the Secret Wars 2 collection.
But we already saw that, didn't we?
No, it's 7s and 8s.
7.
So-
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Micronauts is gone.
3 8s and 6 7s.
Christian is going to grab Micronauts. Thank you, Christian.
So number 3, number 4. Careful.
We're going to replace that with a special Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. DC Comics presents Superman and Superboy.
Oh, yes. Yes. So this is the first appearance of Superboy Prime and Origin. This is the Superboy of our Earth. So he lives here, where we live.
And he read the Superman comics, right? And was a big Superman fan, but then I can't remember how he got the comics.
He just one day had them.
Yeah.
Because his name was Clark Kent. And then then Jeff Johns decided to bring him back as a supervillain in Infinite Crisis as an allegory for toxic nostalgia, which actually works pretty well because his whole idea is this isn't how it was when I was reading comics.
I had a phone call like that earlier today. It was wonderful.
I heard.
All right. Anybody have any questions about any of these comics?
Oh.
Let us move on to our next batch. Of
Can we fire
issues.
Brian? Just from the show, obviously, not from your shop. But I'm of course kidding, in case
Got
that
a
wasn't
couple
clear.
of doses of symbiote over here. We've got the entire Lethal Protector series, all 6 of them.
Sounds like a party
That
dress.
is a
to me.
shiny cover.
Very shiny.
Chromium Age. We really need a graphic and sound effect.
What does Chromium sound like?
I mean, somebody saying like Chromium Age with the graphic.
Mm.
Rose good on
So we've got
This is when
all
she
6
throws
of
something.
those at a bundled price of $100. Those are all 9s, with the exception of issue number 3, which is an 8.
Why are you laughing at that?
No, I'm not laughing at him. Sorry.
So these are all in excellent shape.
Would you post Rose?
Nothing.
Probably the best shape I've
Thanks,
ever
bro.
seen the Lethal Protector books.
That first Carnage is very cool.
I really love that this looks like a xenomorph.
Yeah, it's very like Venom isn't always creepy, but when he's creepy, he's creepy.
Yes. Like uncles. They're not always creepy, but when they are.
Oh jeez.
All right, moving on to some Carnage. All right. We've got Amazing Spider-Man 361. We've got Amazing Spider-Man 362. And Amazing Spider-Man 363. We've got all of these graded at 7s for $100 for that whole set.
So if you like Carnage,
And Venom.
pretty good deal.
And somehow this was stuck to the back of them, probably webbing. We've got Amazing Spider-Man 359, Return of the Classic Suit.
Ooh.
I was going through this, saying like, "Ooh, how does he get the suit back?" Blah blah blah, and it's like 3/4 of it is him and MJ like walking in a park, and then at the last couple pages, he's like, "I'm putting my suit on," and it's just his old suit. There's nothing special about it.
That's
It's
hilarious.
just like my suit.
That sounds right.
Well, he had the blacks. Like he had a suit that was just like a cloth suit that looked like the Venom suit, you know. And he wore that for a while. I don't know.
But it's 3/4 of them talk like just walking and talking.
Yeah.
Because West Wing. All right. Daredevil number 52.
Now I want Aaron Sorkin to write for Spider-Man.
So good.
Please no.
Be all dialogue.
Got this graded at a 5. Features artwork by Barry Windsor Smith.
Oh, that's cool.
Early appearance of Black Panther. Got that for $18.
Black Panther, who would later become the Man Without Fear.
Got a couple other Barry Windsor Smith books. Conan the Barbarian 14 and 15. Together for $25. This is The Coming of Elric.
The Michael Moorcock character? Or a different
Yes.
Elric? Okay. That's very cool.
They're not in the best shape. I've got them both in the 5s for $25 together.
Tony would like to know the conditions of those, I believe.
Which ones?
The Conans?
Those are both 5s.
Okay.
5-ish.
Fish.
Next up, we've got Captain America Annual number 8.
I love this cover.
Me too.
Yes,
That's Mike Sackett.
it is that.
Is this the one that you go shing, or is that a different one?
No.
This one is more like
Because it's hidden against the shield.
Yeah.
It's just a classic bout between Cap and Wolverine, graded at a 6 for $10. A little more Spider-Man. We've got Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man number 1.
Ooh.
Got that graded at a 7 for $25. This is the debut of the modern Silver Age tarantula.
Cool. Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man.
And then we've got just a couple issues off of the important book. We've got issue 176 of The Incredible Hulk. This does have a Warlock cameo. If you are a Warlock completionist, the question is, which Warlock are you collecting?
I collect the other one.
Oh, the other one.
Yeah, that's Adam Warlock. I collect, not that one.
Got that at a 7 for $18.
Tony wants to know about this one.
Do you know? This is graded at a 5. It's a better 5. It's not a falling apart 5. It's a good 5. For $40, it is the first appearance of Jessica Drew, the Spider Woman, Marvel Spotlight number 32.
Is her hair not out? Oh, or is it up?
It's not out. Yeah, like she didn't have it out at first. It's like a bald cat.
I don't like that.
It's kind of odd when you're accustomed to
Yeah.
having it out. I like his magenta gun.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was a gun.
it's very Nick Fury.
What you think? Again, that's at a 5 for $40. Jessica Drew books are only going to go through the roof if the rumors are true that Olivia Wilde is directing a Spider-Woman movie. She's been in talks with Sony over a Spider movie.
I didn't even think that was a. I thought that was confirmed.
I don't think it's confirmed.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Olivia Wilde's great, so
I believe you.
I'm excited for it. I think she should play the character.
That would be cool.
All right. Justice League number 1. Everyone's favorite version of Justice League. Eric's favorite version of
My
Justice
favorite
League.
too.
It's one of them. Yeah, I really enjoy Justice League International. Giffen and DeMatteis do a really good job with it.
And it was hilarious.
And yeah,
Most of those books were absolutely hilarious.
and also, it's got some of my favorites. It's got,
Blue Beetle.
it's got Blue Beetle, Booster Gold. It's got Dr. Fate, Guy Gardner.
Who's this guy?
That's Oberon.
Okay.
He was like a sidekick to Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, he's the sidekick to Mr. Miracle and Barda.
All right. That's at a 7 for $15. The one thing you didn't bring up is that it's the first appearance of Maxwell Lord.
True. Yes, I forgot.
That is true.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I forgot we're a family show. I'll put a nickel in the swear jar.
Bastards are families.
I mean, like by definition, no.
All right. House of Mystery, number 206. Got such a great Halloween cover.
I love this cover.
It's so good. I wish they just reprint all these as posters because I would buy all of them and just swap them.
I would just like them to do some hardcover releases, or even DC's been recently announcing a lot of omnibuses but paperback versions of them. They're calling them compendiums. I'd like them to do something like that with that. Very excited for the Milestone compendium in
This
particular.
features Bernie Wrightson interior artwork. I couldn't find out who did the cover art. It's not Bernie. But we've got this at a 7 for $18. On to Cain and Abel. We've got House of Secrets number 98. Got a giant guy turning into an insect. Very, very fun. We've got this at a 7 for $30. Classic stuff. And again, the Cain and Abel stuff in the Lock and Key book this week is it's so good.
I enjoyed them in Sandman a lot. Or it's just very cartoonish violence.
Yeah. It's Cain being a jerk to Abel. Or vice versa.
And Abel's not deserving it because he is a sweet man who's just doing his best.
He's a goof.
Abel's just doing his best.
Cain is just doing
His
his
worst.
As the first murderer.
Right.
All right. Does anybody have any questions about this batch of books?
I read that last comic. Can I skip Kafka?
No. And you have to watch Cronenberg's Naked Lunch.
No.
Oh God.
No.
and you'll
You
need
know how I feel about that stuff.
and you'll need the magic card, the Delver of Secrets, which turns into the Insectal Aberration. A classic.
Spirit.
I haven't seen the new one. The original's fantastic.
I'm sure you will.
It's gorgeous. It's a rainbow of horror. It's
Macabre.
it's like an evil Skittles.
Ooh. Skittles can already be like gross if left out in the sun. I can't imagine what evil Skittles would be like.
It's like witches running a very colorful ballet academy.
Yeah, but witches aren't inherently evil.
I remember in college before flavored vodka was a thing.
Oh no.
You would put
Yeah.
well, first of all, you would put vodka through the Brita filter, and then you would put Skittles in it, and for a week, turn it into.
A week.
What does the Brita filter do?
It removes the taste.
Of vodka?
Yeah.
Well, it improves the quality.
Yeah. It makes it a better quality. It's the same thing that distillers actually. It's just filtering it.
See, this is what I learned as someone who doesn't drink alcohol. I learned that people will do anything to make alcohol not taste like alcohol.
That is so true.
Well, I mean that's what I used to do now. It's just just pound straight rubbing alcohol.
Well,
Isopropyl, baby.
that
All right, we're not gonna
that
Do
seems like
not
how you lose your
pound
sight.
isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay.
On this batch of back issues, we've got some more current stuff as well as some older stuff,
I'm learning more about my coworkers than I wanted
as
to.
well as some autographs. It's pretty exciting. You want to bring that other one up here?
Yeah. I had half a mind to just grab one of these, but we'll see.
So starting over here, we've got Deadpool number 33, Jim Lee variant.
What's the significance of this specific issue?
Absolutely nothing as far as I know. It's just it's a harder to come by Jim Lee variant.
Okay.
And it's in excellent shape. I've got it graded at a 9, $25.
Sweet.
And next up.
Well, this is a good series.
Another variant, Old Man Logan number 1.
Yeah, so this is from the Secret Wars miniseries by Brian Michael Bendis and Andrea Sorrentino.
And this is a Books A Million exclusive cover.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Take that, Books A Million. You go out of business. We'll take your books.
Isn't there still some?
The one in Bradenton is still there.
Is it?
Nothing dies in
Doesn't
Bradenton.
count.
The one near my house
That's-
closed, and I'm mad about it.
$10. All right. On to the autographs.
Yeah, this stuff, when Brian showed it to me, I was excited because this era of Superman is some of my favorite.
All of these have certificates of authenticity. I said that oddly.
Authenticity.
This is number 1695, 1695 out of 5,000. It is autographed by David Hazel. I can't even read the name.
Hazelwood.
Hazelwood and Kesselrod.
Kessel.
Names on back. Carl Kessel.
Oh, it's Carl, too. I love Carl Kessel.
Unfortunately, it's not in perfect condition. I've got it at about an 8 for $25, but it is chromium. Since you're so excited about this one, why don't you?
Yeah, so this is like one of the first issues with the Electric Blue Superman.
Electric.
And so Dan Jurgens is like one of my favorite Superman writers.
So top heavy.
I love Death of Superman, and he
I'm
was
trying
crucial to it. And I love a lot of his other stuff. My local comic shop in New York, for Free Comic Book Day, they just used to have boxes of old single issues that weren't particularly valuable. And they just let you take a bunch. And I got a bunch of Dan Jurgens Superman, and that was some of my favorite stuff to read. He's just an imaginative writer with cool stuff. This is maybe not his best story, but it's an iconic one. You know, Electric Blue Superman is one of my favorite butts of jokes. And it's really cool to see these signed. If we don't sell both of them, I might have to get one.
They are both at 8s. This came from the same collection as the other one, as well as these. I don't think they may not have had them in a box. I'm not sure, but there's the slightest amount of like spine damage to them. And then this next shelf is really cool. This is a bundle. This is 4 together for $90. Each issue autographed by their respective artist. So you've got Grummet on this one. You've got Jurgens on this one. Is that right? You signed this? Is it Jurgens? It is.
He's an artist as well as a writer.
And you've got Bogdanov. I just want to say Bogdanovich.
Yeah.
It would help if you did it in a Sean Connery accent. And you would
I don't
so that-
I don't culturally appropriate accents.
And then this one is Jackson Geiss.
And these are all from the same batch. They're all number 1435 out of 10,000. So that's a really cool set.
Yeah.
And those would be beautiful framed.
If I'm not mistaken, are these the first appearances of the 4 Supermen?
That's an excellent question.
I think so, because it's the blank is back. The blank is. I think these are the first 4 appearances.
I think
And
they
they
are. Yeah.
all feature posters. So buy them, rip out the posters.
Well,
Frame
the nice
the
thing is
posters.
like CBCS will actually authenticate the signatures.
Yeah.
CGC doesn't do that, but CBCS does offer that service.
Yeah.
So even though it's got the certificate in the back,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter in terms of grading unless it's been witnessed it's by CGC or
Right. I think
authenticated.
all of these are dynamic forces. No, this one is authenticated by Catch a Star Collectibles in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
The rest are dynamic forces, though.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like you'd have an artist come in, and just print up a bunch of
Certificates.
certificates, and be like, "You did it."
All right. Moving away from the autographs, we've got. I was going to try to wait until we had the full run, but I couldn't come across any other copies of decent quality. Crisis on Infinite Earths number 7. Eric, why is this an important issue?
Death of Kara.
Duh.
With
It's right there on the cover.
Possibly one of the most iconic covers of the 80s.
Yeah.
Been mimicked by Crisis covers.
Homage galore.
It's funny because this is itself an homage to a Dark Phoenix cover, which is itself an homage to like dozens of things, which are all an homage to like a 50s science fiction story.
We need to have an homage day.
Mm-hmm.
I made that.
Yeah, that was
post,
Rose's idea, and
It's,
I agree.
Got that at an 8 for $25.
I'm with Rose on this one.
Nobody liked all my selections.
What?
I was just tired when you posted it, I think.
This is a fairly recent 4-issue crossover between Daredevil and the Punisher. Nothing really special about it. Written by Charles Soule. It's
And that's
good
special.
stuff. You get the cool black and red Daredevil outfit. Just $15 for all 4 issues.
And the wild thing about Charles Soule is he writes like 6 books at a time while also being a full-time lawyer.
Really?
Yeah.
We fixed it. Possible.
Yeah, like Charles Soule is a lawyer in addition to writing multiple titles at any given. Like there was a point in time where he was doing like 3 Star Wars books, 2 Inhumans books, and like 3 creator-owned books, and being a lawyer.
Next up, Son of Satan number 1. Not his first appearance. That was in Marvel Spotlight.
Yeah.
But his first issue of his first ongoing series, even though it didn't last that ongoing.
But I think that's the first appearance of those 3 horses and his chariot.
Okay.
The first episode of the Hellstrom series dropped on my birthday a couple of years ago, or last year, whenever.
Graded at a 6 for $15. Next up, I just love the cover of this one. That's what caught my eye. And then, as I was grading it and looking it up, found out that it's Neil Adams' cover and interior artwork, which was awesome.
Love me some Adams art.
Weird bat explosion costume.
Very cool. Very, very cool. I've got that graded at a 7 for $40. Next, we're going to finish up this table with a couple Strange Tales. Got issue number 143 graded at a 6 for $20. And then we've got issue number 160 featuring scripts by Steranko.
Well, that's awesome.
That is a 5 for $15.
Just love old school Nick Fury.
That's Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
This is what we call the joke.
Did we sell out of all those Doctor Strange shirts we got today?
Just about.
Yeah,
I think
those
we
are
have like
amazing.
2 small ones left.
we have 2 small and 2 medium. We don't have any larges, so I can't have one, and I'm very mad.
We probably
He
never.
does all the comic book readings. So
I
that
tried to
was-
order more today, and they're already out.
We probably never had one in my size. So
We sold a bunch of the XLs.
Yeah, so because we had 3 XLs because Savage special ordered one. So we had one just for him, and then I had 2 more out on the floor, 2 larges out there. I had, the full run of sizes.
Gone.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, for anybody wondering, we got really cool Doctor Strange shirts in
Yeah.
that are awesome.
I do have to say, I'm one of the people who bought the large
Aha.
shirt.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh.
That might not be going home with you.
What?
if Paul, if we don't see Paul on Saturday, you'll know why.
All right. Oh, this is something kind of cool. If anybody is learning French or knows French,
Sweet.
found this in a stack of things that we purchased in the past week or so. It is a French version of Kevin Smith's Daredevil, Guardian Devil.
Like honestly, if no one else buys this, I will, so I can like get better at French.
Did you say better at brunch?
No, at French.
Oh, I heard brunch.
pronounce the words on the phone.
Sweet. Daredevil, Soleil, Lai, du Diable. I'm not sure if it's Lai or Lay.
Pronounce that one.
Smith.
That doesn't sound French.
I'll do it as Tony Danza.
No, absolutely not.
I remember this story. It was a good one.
Yeah.
I was surprised that it was good because I wasn't expecting it to be. If you're interested in this, we're just going to do it for $10 because we got it in a lot of other stuff. Outside of Eric, I can't see anybody else buying
You
it.
can sell it in euros.
Ooh.
€7.
€7.
or $10.
All right. Do we want to do some $2 or do we want to do some more pack issues?
I don't know. What does everybody want? Let's throw that out to our viewer.
In that case, I'm just going to grab a couple. I'm sure you've seen some of these before. Here you go, Eric.
First up, we got Creeper #1 by Steve Ditko. So we have this at a 7 for $45, and it's the second appearance of the Creeper and the first Denny O'Neil writing for DC Comics.
Okay, you can take those 2 as well. Then we've got the awesome Silver Surfer. I don't know if it was originally called. Actually, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it. Parable or Parable?
Like
When
as in a story? Like a,
Parabola?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. And it's not that. It's
Okay, it's Parable. Okay.
Me and letters, not friends always. So 2-issue stories written by Stan Lee, drawn by the great legendary Mobius. $25, both graded at an 8. It's an iconic Silver Surfer story.
Alrighty. Next up, we have 2 different. We have the #1s to both volumes of New Teen Titans. We have #1 for Volume 1 at somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8 for $45. Some back cover damage is where all it is, and we have Volume 2 at a 9 for $15.
And we've got a Strange Tales #159, featuring that Grace Stranko art. Rose loves this cover.
I love this cover. It's one of my favorites.
It's a good one.
I like that. So Nick Fury is karate chopping the shield back to Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
His hand can endure that.
Ka-chang! So cool. And then just fire.
Yeah, just fire. The floor is on fire,
Oh, and it's like a pit fight.
and it is a pit fight.
We
Yep,
don't need
you
no
got
water,
all
let
weapons
the-
here.
I just
It's great. It's a Stranko cover. It's $45. Got it graded at a 6. Features Nick Fury's origin being retold, as well as the first appearance of Contessa by Mumbo.
Allegro de
Jorge.
la Fantina.
Yes.
no.
I only know that because I watched a documentary that had Jim Steranko talking about his work on that.
Yeah,
All right. What time is it? It's time to go yet?
Yeah, I think we're done.
yeah, we can cut out early.
Well, it was great to talk to everybody, and I hope you enjoyed our appearance from Andrea Moody.
Yes.
So cool.
Yes.
That was awesome.
I was surprised because I found out right before we started.
Yes. We are hoping to do more of a sit down, like edited interview with him sometime in the nearish future. So we'll figure that out. It'll be fun.
We just have to look on getting you like a suit and tie.
I don't wear ties. I literally just gave all my ties away.
I have a Darth Vader tie you can wear.
I do have that Valiant tie that you brought back from
There you go.
Oh,
convention.
But yeah, we might do that, and it might be the start of some other stuff possibly
Possibly. Ooh, yeah.
that we've been talking about. Do you want to tell our one viewer?
We just might be doing some more edited content, some more stuff that you see on other comic channels, where you just history of this person or this character,
It'll just
Creator
be me screaming
spotlight.
about the X-Men. That'll be my segment.
literally screaming
Yeah, just Kitty Pryde's the best. No, that'll just be my segment.
in a field.
Yeah.
Just cut to like
It's
Monty
something-
Python.
It's something that Rose and I have been talking about. We're still working it out, but we want to. It'll
No,
be
I'll,
fun.
I'll just do it with the backdrop of the USPS trucks and the barbed wire.
Which is the back of the store.
It's the back of
Yes.
the store. It's not some random location. That's our back parking lot. Is the post office.
You know, the Wendy's restroom. What?
So, if any of you are watching this, let us know if you have any suggestions on, pre-put together stuff that we can work on. I think it'll be fun.
Our first show's gonna be on like biker mic.
Biker mice from Mars. Booga booga booga.
I'm close. I'm ending the show.
If we're gonna do that, I'm gonna hire like a professional, like imitator. Somebody who does all kinds of different voices, and
Just to do a better Tony dancer than you.
just to have them in here to like.
To hold you closer to
Thanks again to Andre Moody for joining us and for his autographs and his wonderful demeanor. He's a wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody have a good night. We will see you Saturday morning at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, Anthony.
if this week if you're not here at 11, we're cutting you off.